Hey guys, what's going on? JT Smellick here. We're working on a new type of podcast I want to do just with the less time. I don't really feel like coming up with a podcast where I just sit here and yell at you guys about what I want to complain about, because I do that more than enough. So it is 11:29 on a Sunday night. I've got the NFL scoreboard pulled up in front of me. There's 2 minutes left in the Patriots Texans game, and I was just thinking, we had a really crazy week this week, so why don't we just break down some of the games? So, pulling the monitor up right now. I guess we can just, we have one game left, which is going to be tomorrow, Vikings and Saints. That's going to be just one hell of a game. I guess we'll start with some of the Thursday games, and the first one, the Bears and Lions. Mitch Trubisky carves up the Detroit Lions once more. 3 touchdown passes for the win, 24-20 against the Lions. And, Mitch Trubisky's first 300-yard game this season, I think. Bo Scarborough, 21 carries for 83 yards. Kenny Golladay, the world's most lethal receiver that doesn't make any sound. 4 receptions, 158 yards, and 1 touchdown. I mean, what do you want me to say? I was very impressed with the way the Lions actually came out and played this game, mostly because there wasn't, they had David Blough or however you pronounce his name. He played an exceptional game for an undrafted rookie. You can't really ask much more. People got so angry about everything. Darius Slay played okay. It's about time. He hasn't played good at all. J.D. McKissick continues to be a nice utility weapon for the Lions. And honestly, there's not too much to say about this. The Bears suck, so I mean, it is what it is. Lions are just a dumpster fire, and it's time to get rid of Matt Patricia. There's really nothing left to do with them, and you can't. They don't know what they're doing, because if you look at what the Lions were supposed to be doing going into the year, was going to be controlling time of possession, dominating using tight ends, smash mouth football, just dominating with the run, controlling time of possession again. And that's just not what they are. And TJ Hawkinson has been worthless. All the tight ends that we went out and got, Jesse James, all of that has been damn near irrelevant. And it's just really frustrating to see that we went out and we put together all those pieces to add a tight end pass game and blocking and all that, all for the run, and it's just not even there. So, I mean, I think that highlights the lack of depth that this team is able to show. So I am just about done with Quinn and Patricia. They have disappointed me, and we move on to one of my favorite games. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Bills, Cowboys. Bills thrashed the Cowboys 26-15. It honestly should be worse than that. Cowboys did the most Cowboy thing possible and got some garbage time points. Dak Prescott got a lot of garbage time yards again. Ezekiel Elliott was once again worthless. Cole Beasley tore up the Cowboys. I know when you're looking at the stat sheet, you were like, whoa, when did Cole Beasley join the Cowboys again? No, he's on the Bills. Carved us. Jason Garrett needs to be fired. There's no two ways about it. You haven't beat a team with a winning record this year. And I've got no energy to get angry. It's just I'm drained. That means nothing to me. Saints thrashed the Falcons. Matt Ryan, 2 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara, 61 yards on 11 carries. Taysom Hill blocked a punt. Had scored a touchdown and threw for a touchdown. So that was pretty cool. It's like one of the first ever people to ever do that. Moving into today, we had a nice little slew of games, starting out with the one I think most of us were tuning into at the 1 o'clock start. Jimmy Garoppolo, 165 yards, 1 touchdown. Ravens, Niners. It was one hell of a game. Jimmy G continues to be kind of a game manager since his injury. Lamar Jackson is just such an animal. He's the closest thing I think I've seen in recent memory to someone. And I know people are going to say, oh, Cam Newton, oh, Colin Kaepernick, oh, Michael Vick. No, this guy was Lamar Jackson, he's like one of those NBA guys that is just so exciting, so electric that it makes you want to buy a ticket. And most times when you're thinking about an NFL game, there's very, very few people that I want to buy a ticket to go see. I mean, the only person that I would want to buy a ticket to go see is my favorite quarterback or my favorite team. That's about it. So, I mean, Lamar Jackson's something special. He rushed for another 100 yards. He threw for 100 yards, 1 touchdown. Just played really smart football in a very intense game. Tucker nails the field goal to win the game as time expired. It was a 49-yarder, and in the weather, you didn't know if he was going to be able to nail it, and just went right down the middle. One hell of a game. The Browns and Steelers. What a joke this was. Baker Mayfield turns the ball over twice. I want you to know they were playing against the third string quarterback, Cleveland Browns. They couldn't get the job done. I no longer have a need to hear about anything out of any of the Cleveland Browns players. You are pathetic. I love Baker Mayfield, and I am sick of hearing about him. You have to play better than that. I'm sorry. There's no two ways about it. That is the most embarrassing loss possible, especially after all the crap you talked. And then Myles Garrett strikes, what's his name, Rudolph, with his helmet, gets thrown out, and this is how you respond? 13 points, huh? Buccaneers thrashed the Jags, which was a really awesome game. Jameis Winston runs one of the most high-caliber offenses in the league. And, I mean, they just throw up so many numbers, but Winston sucks so bad. It reminds me of old-school Matthew Stafford, where it's just like sling the ball, get all the yards, and just turn it over. Just no consistency. Just keep throwing it. Cardinals got ran over by the Rams. That's actually awesome. I almost thought about taking them, but I am not a Jared Goff is going to be a fine quarterback. Kyler Murray still doesn't impress me at all. This team has to be one of the worst ran red zone teams in the NFL, and that's the main reason they only have 3 wins this year. This team cannot put together anything that matters, and it's so funny because, like, we were supposed to see this air raid offense. Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury, this isn't an air raid offense we're seeing. We're seeing the Walmart version of the Baltimore Ravens. That's really all it is out here. They can't punch anything home. And the only time anything happens is if Kyler Murray uses his legs to scramble. I'm not impressed with just about anything they're doing. They're still a terrible roster, terrible offensive line, and I just don't understand what their end destination is. And I'm not sold on Kyler Murray, and I don't think he was worth the first overall pick. I think it was a joke. Oh, Dwayne Haskins, I think, moves to 2-0 as a starter. I want to say since he's been named the starting quarterback, he is now 2-0, taking down the Carolina Panthers 29-21. Kyle Allen threw for 278 yards and 2 touchdowns. DJ Moore 75 yards on 6 catches and 1 touchdown. I'm a big Kyle Allen fan. Christian McCaffrey was actually held to just an okay game. Dwayne Haskins, though, the stats people really came to see. I've been so infatuated with him. He played okay today. 147 yards, averaging nearly 6 yards a pass, a quarterback rating of 70, a QBR of 9.7, no touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, it's just about as good. Darius Geis here, 10 carries, 129 yards, which is really awesome to see. He had 2 touchdowns, and Adrian Peterson had 1. That's pretty sweet because when talking about Darius Geis, he spent most of his first 2 seasons injured, gone through multiple surgeries. So to see him come back, I think a lot of people are very excited about that. Throwing it on over. My favorite loss of the week. No matter how angry I get at my Cowboys, it is so funny to watch the Philadelphia Eagles, the team that over and over again cannot complete the job. Every time there's any trash talk, they just go MIA. They lost to the Miami Dolphins 37-31. I despise the Philadelphia Eagles just because no one is ever patronizing, criticizing Carson Wentz. It's excuse after excuse for Carson Wentz. I don't care. You want to know why? Because if the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Miami Dolphins, all you would see is, oh, Dak wants to get paid $35 million, huh? You can't even beat the Dolphins, yeah? Well, Carson Wentz is getting paid a lot of money, and how's that working out for you? I don't care. Tell me it wasn't the team's fault. Tell me it was the defense's fault. I don't care. Because I've told you what the main issue on Dallas is. It's the head coach. So you guys want to play that game? We'll play that game. Enjoy paying Carson Wentz while Dak Prescott continues to dominate him and is looking to win the division 3 out of 4 years. And let me remind you, we're going to win the division 3 out of 4 years with Dak Prescott. And the best part out of all of it is that we have a terrible coach that's stopping us from doing better. When we get rid of him, just wait. We're coming. I don't know what that means. I don't know what our end goal is. I mean, probably winning a playoff game or two. Titans took down the Colts. Titans are just such a sneaky team, and it's so ironic. I don't like the Titans. I don't like Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry this year has really found his own. 26 carries, 149 yards, averaging 6 yards a run, pulling off a 34. And Ryan Tannehill, I kind of always thought he was... I never liked Ryan Tannehill. I hate Ryan Tannehill. I hate him with all my heart. But not a bad quarterback. He's been stuck on a lot of really bad teams, but he's not a bad quarterback by any means. Quarterback rating of 131.2. He played a near flawless day. A.J. Brown, Hollywood, 3 receptions, 45 yards. Jacoby Brissett threw 2 picks, struggled a little bit. Good game. Jack Doyle played really well. The Jets continue to be the Jets. Bengals capture their first win of the season against them. Andy Dalton, vintage Dalton is what they were calling him. 22 for 37, 243 yards, 1 touchdown. And the Jets are just this team where I'm happy you got Le'Veon Bell. I'm happy you fired your GM for getting Le'Veon Bell. I'm happy that no one's happy with Le'Veon Bell, because he's irrelevant. This is why I said you don't pay the running back. People kept telling me Le'Veon Bell is a special talent. Okay, how's that for you? How good is he doing? Is he worth this? 10 carries, 32 yards. A long of 7. I can get that from anyone. I don't care. I'm sorry, I can't do that for you. Also, I want to tell you, there was 2 fumbles on Cincy today. 2 turnovers. I want you to know, the Jets scored 2 field goals. Sam Darnold, 28 of 48, just dropping back the entire time. They don't even want to run the ball at this point. Sacked 4 times. 239 yards passing. Jets suck. Packers took care of business against the Giants. 31-13. There's nothing really special about that. And I want to say that's just about all the games. Oh, the Broncos and Chargers. Chargers are such a joke. I remember I used to be in this, I used to do sports takes for this one website. I had a really awesome Instagram following, a pretty large one. And just got kicked out of it because they didn't like my takes. I said Philadelphia sucks. And what did Philadelphia go out and do? They went out and lost to the Dolphins. So where was I wrong on that one? Well, then the owner of the page was a big Chargers fan. And then I just said, well, the Lions are going to beat them because the Chargers suck. Lions suck too, but that's besides the point. He said, how can you say that? Phillip Rivers is elite. 2 touchdowns. 265 yards. And the secondary's sick. And we have elite receivers and great running backs. I'm like, well, why do you suck then? Why are you 4-8 this year? God, that is disgusting. They choke it away against the Broncos. Broncos winning 23-20. And I mean, the Broncos just started Drew Lock, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. He played pretty well, like really just managed the game well. Phillip Lindsay played okay. It was really just a grinded out football game. Phillip Rivers, another interception, 2 touchdowns. And from what I've been told, they botched a field goal that cost them the game or got an outrageous PI penalty. And I didn't watch the game. I just don't care about it. 23-20. Denver Broncos continue to show why the Chargers are a joke and enjoy being in LA and having 2 irrelevant teams. Congratulations. You did it. And then we get to the final game of the night, the Patriots and Texans. Texans claw 4 touchdowns, 1 in each quarter, 28 points. Patriots tried to mount a comeback at the end, came up short, 28-22. Tom Brady held in check for the whole first half, basically putting up only 3 points. Came alive in the second half, finished with 3 touchdowns, 326 yards. James White, 14 carries and 79 yards. And the Texans continue to show while they're able to make a run this year. They have a whole bunch of weapons. Duke Johnson, Carlos Hyde at running back. You have the monster that is DeAndre Hopkins. They pulled out a little trick play with him throwing to get a touchdown, which helps seal the deal. They have Kenny Still. They have just so many weapons. Even Darren Fells, former Lions tight end, has become just such a weapon for them. Will Fuller has taken a backseat, but he's dangerous given the opportunity. So, I mean, this team can burn you in a whole lot of ways, and it's really exciting to see. So, I mean, that is our week 13 of the NFL season just about wrapped up. I guess I can do a little preview for you. We got the Vikings and Seahawks Monday at 8:15, and that will wrap up the week. Russell Wilson continues his MVP run, and Dalvin Cook, Stephon Diggs, the scary weapons that is Minnesota. Kirk Cousins riding a hot streak of 21 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions this year. He's played very well, but I mean, that's Kirk Cousins. He'll either play some of the best football of his life or just be damn irrelevant. It is what it is. I'll take Seattle, especially at Seattle. I'll take them all day. So I think Seattle easily wins this one. The matchup predictor is actually kind of ironic. 46.7% chance that Seattle wins. So Minnesota being favored here. And so wrapping this on up. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is I'm probably going to get back to getting 1 out a week once more. My man Kirk, thank you for the editing, mixing, and mastering. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for all your continued support as we head into the winter holidays. Hope everyone had themselves a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Detroit Sports Talk Podcast with your man, JT Smelik. And until next time, see ya.